There's a lot of confusion about security clearances. Can you hold one? And do you even want to? There was a report published recently that clears up this confusion. Only 55% of people said that they would even consider applying to a job that requires a security clearance. Over 900 people answered this survey, and the main issue on their mind was drug use. So you probably know over 20 states have already legalized marijuana. But the federal government doesn't really care. The stance when it comes to holding a security clearance in the government, it stayed the same. Once you've obtained a security clearance, you may not use marijuana at all, even in states where it's legal. If you mark down that you have used marijuana, you're going to put the state down. All right, they'll let you do that. They'll even consider it as additional context. They'll look at the state in which you used marijuana. Now, in the past, it was kind of unclear. Generally, most people thought that if you used drugs or marijuana within 12 months of applying for a government job and you marked that down, you would automatically be disqualified. But that's not the case any longer. Even people who have used drugs recently can still be found eligible for a clearance. But I also want you to keep in mind that not every government job needs a clearance. And you can filter those jobs on usajobs.gov under the filter section under security clearance. There are actually way more government jobs that have no clearance requirements than there are requiring secret or top secret. In the past, we talked a lot about SF-85s being used for public trust background checks and SF-86 being used for clearances, secret and top secret. But all of that is about to change. The PVQ, which stands for Personnel Vetting Questionnaire, will be replacing both the SF-85 and the SF-86. They will be removing some of their questions, like what color is your hair? Certain people are always changing their hair color, so they're like, what's the point of even asking this? That question's going off. Then, if you need a particular type of background check, it's going to funnel you through sections, kind of like a choose your own adventure book. So you might skip 10 pages and go to page 12 in order to continue based on the level of background check you need. It's also going to be a lot clearer when it comes to drugs. There'll be one section focused on marijuana, and the other section will be focused on the rest of the drugs, like your crack and your heroin and things like that. There were also comments and concerns with this questionnaire on gender. Like, you know, the national discussion on gender right now. Some people feel like there's multiple dozens of genders, and other people feel like it's binary, it's either male or female. So we don't know at this particular point what is going to be implemented. Will it be male and female, or will it be something completely different? The new PVQ form, it should be implemented sometime next year. Now, if you're looking for a government job or a better government job, one of the ways that can help you is by knowing the hiring manager. How many hiring managers do you know? And you might be asking me, what do you mean? I don't know them. How am I going to know them? And one of the ways you can know them is by going to hiring events, information sessions. This information is on usajobs.gov. You can sign up and register for these virtual events. But if you don't want to go through that trouble, or if you want access to certain hiring events that are not published there, then I want to encourage you to sign up for my newsletter down below. I will be sending you virtual hiring events every month. Okay, so some of the other top reasons for concern were people being reluctant on reporting their mental health and waiting for the clearance to go through before being able to work. When it comes to this new approach, overall, it looks like we're trying to remove some of the stigma from mental health. If you were depressed, if you experience anxiety, maybe if you have PTSD, we don't want individuals stigmatizing you and disqualifying you from clearances or government jobs. So the way that it's structured, the questions, it's going to be a little bit different, and the whole approach is going to be more forgiving if you had a mental illness. Do not think you're not going to be eligible to hold a clearance or that certain jobs are not available to you. Apply for where your experience and your qualifications and your skills, wherever they align, keep applying to those type of jobs. The lowest reason of concern was taking a polygraph test. Now, I thought this would be a lot higher because the idea of hooking up someone to a machine, that seems a little intrusive, right? But when it comes to polygraph tests, there's two main types. The first one is counterintelligence. Are you a foreign national and you're trying to conceal it? Are you trying to gain access to something you shouldn't have access to? Are you involved in terrorism? Are you a part of a terrorist cell? That's counterintelligence. The second one is a lifestyle polygraph test. This is mainly personal questions trying to identify if you were involved in drugs. Are you involved in any type of illegal activity? That's the type of information they're trying to pull out from you. When it comes to the polygraph test, What that is usually used for is trying to find if there's any inconsistencies with your SF-86. So they want to see if you omitted anything from your SF-86. They could be asking you a lot of questions about that, something to keep in mind before you go into a polygraph test. Part of the reason why we're seeing a reform in this whole process, the government needs younger workers. I mean, plain and simple, that's what it is. Most government workers that hold clearances, they're over 40 years old. Most of the younger folks, they don't want to deal with how long it takes. They don't even want to deal with the whole federal hiring process. That whole thing is a turnoff for them. And right now, only 26% of employees in the intelligence community is under 40 years old. One of the big reasons to actually desire younger workers is these people have been exposed more to the latest technologies. These individuals have technology more implemented and embedded into their life, so they have those skills and that curiosity that the government wants to foster and grow. I personally think that we just need to streamline the hiring process. Streamline and make the whole thing a lot more transparent and welcoming so that people are encouraged to apply. Now, if you're still looking for a federal government job, I recently did a live stream where I answer over 15-20 different questions on the federal hiring process. A lot of these questions could be on your mind. If you're interested in that, I want you to watch this video next. If you would like to see more videos like this, please click like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.